Hey, Fivers, welcome back to another episode of 5 Years to 40, the podcast and community dedicated to millennials who are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps through their 30s. They could have a fascinating life. So this is a special episode because I will be reviewing Ready to Love, the show, the dating show that comes on OWN 9 p.m. on Fridays. And I'm doing it because, on this channel, we keep our conversations around finances, careers, relationships, and health. And this has a lot to do with relationships because it's a dating show. So we're going to be reviewing Ready to Love. So last week on the show, we got to know the singles. So they introduced everybody. And if you want, you can take a look at my review of that. It's right here. You can go and take a look at it and give some feedback. Leave your comments in below, and we can have a conversation about it. Or meet up with me on Instagram. It's 5 years to 40, and we can talk about this Ready to Love because I really like the show. It's all about black love, so I love the show. Anyhow, so this week the singles are meeting each other for the first time, and it's pure vibes. Like, the people all look good. They all look nice. The male look good. The females look good. The first person that actually got there was Derek. He's the guy I told y'all that had a lot of red flags because he wanted kids, even though he already had a grandchild, and not just any kids. He wanted a male child. Yeah. So he got there. He looks nice. He have his beard thing. It's a beard gang. There's other things. A lot of guys with beard. So yeah, looking decent. The first female is Stacy. Stacy is a gosh darn it. Stacy is like a bombshell. And last week I was saying that she was a little meek, but none of that. Sis come out. She looking good. She had a real nice dress. The dress is short. She have nice curves. And she's fun. Like she starts teasing some of the people that got there. She calling the same Derek guy Papa because he has a grandchild. Yeah, and when she saw Vernicia came in, she was like, "Oh, you look so nice," So she's just a nice girl. So that went well. Everybody's coming. Everybody start meeting and talking and starting to mingle with each other, and you can start to see little connections starting to pull together. People are being drawn to each other. So last week I told you all I really like Liz because I think that she had good energy and she's really pretty. She's a powerhouse of a lady. She looked really nice as well. She had on this green blazer thing. She very serious, but fun at the same time. I could see that reflected in the way she was dressed. She knocked it off with a guy who I told y'all before was a little David. David is his name. David. He is the person who officiates wedding, and I told y'all last week I felt he had a little serial killer vibes going. It's all jokes, by the way. This is all jokes. I'm not judging anybody because I do not judge people. I'm just telling you based on my impression what I'm getting from these people on this dating show. So David and Liz hit it off. She likes singing. She has a strong spiritual background. And he officiates wedding. He also has a spiritual religious background. So they started singing. It seemed that went really well. But I don't want her to get stuck with him because I just think this guy looks really flaky. I could be wrong. All right, let me tell you more about other things that happened. So Troy, which is the Kevin Samuels one that I'm saying, he's 51, and I'm like, I don't know why he's there, but anyhow, he's there. He hits it off with Chris. That's Christianum, whatever her name is, the Italian girl. She is a flight attendant, and she was the one I was telling y'all before that said guys don't tend to call her back or whatnot, and she doesn't stick around. So whatever. So they hit it off, and I thought, two people giving off some serious narcissist-ish vibes. So they might fit well together, okay? Let's keep it moving with them. So yeah, they hit it off. They seem to hit it off. She seemed to like him. I think the ladies picked the person that most of the ladies like the most though is AJ. Now AJ is the one I told y'all with beard, another really cute, tall, dark, handsome man, full face of beard. Oh, just a gorgeous man. But Stacy saw him, she liked him. Chris saw him, she liked him. Kyra saw him, she liked him. And Kyra actually had some dealings with him before, like they went out on dates and everything before. So anyway, and Venetia liked him as well because he was talking to her, and you know she's a single mother with grown kids, and she's like, oh yeah, she's good. She doesn't, you know. He asked her if she was done with having kids, and she's like, well, I was done. Well, she didn't say she is, so it looked like, you know, with the right convincing, he can get her just to go back into that. I mean, he looks that good, I guess, so whatever. Let's see. So yeah, AJ is the top pick, and he is also a flirt, so he will make this season steamy, I can tell you. KAHLEEL comes on. Oh my gosh. So KAHLEEL is, yes, last week I told you guys I really like KAHLEEL because he is smart and he works with kids, and he seems, you know, to have a really good heart, and he knows his weaknesses. Maybe he knows his weaknesses too well. KAHLEEL is visibly uncomfortable. Like the first clip they show you of him coming into the house, and he takes up a drink, and he was like, you could have seen how uncomfortable he was. Like, oh my gosh, I hope it goes well. And then he goes into the yard where everybody else is mingling, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, no, this is not gonna work well, because I was really hoping that he would be on the show, because he's clearly a really nice, thoughtful guy, but he seemed to be stuck in his thoughts, not mingling. And in those mix and mingles and your first impression of each other, you have to make an impression. No matter if you can have a great conversation, people gonna get to that part after, but like you need to be able to put a stamp on the situation. And he was completely out of it. I saw how uncomfortable for him. I felt uncomfortable for how he was looking uncomfortable. Like even how he stood up was like limp and lackluster, like just like meh. And that doesn't work. Like women, especially the kind of women that were there, they would not be attracted to that. Like he could be as smart as ever, but if he's not able to show up with some kind of to be a little more assertive, it is not gonna work. So I mean, he was talking to, I think it's Tressler and David, not David. Who was that? The guy who I told you all last week seemed as though he would let somebody. He had a cheating girlfriend. What was his name? What was his name? Anyway. I'll come to his name after. Jason, the strange bearded guy. So yeah, so Jason came and just took over the situation, and he just kind of stood by and let him just take over the conversation. And likewise, when Kira entered and she came in hot. Like she was looking bomb, hair on. She had like, I would give her best dress. Beautiful green dress, everything right about it. And KAHLEEL said, oh, I really like your makeup. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get sent home. He is going to get sent home. If the first thing you could talk about is makeup, is not going to work. So stop right there. Anyhow, so that happened. he let Jason come and steal Tressa away from him. And similarly, Jason saw Kira and he kind of pulled her away as well. And my guy Khalil didn't get no time to talk to nobody. And that was that. So right about that time, Tommy came in and introduced the missing person, because he's like, oh, there's only 9 guys here and 10 women. I don't know if you guys recognize the missing person is Chris. And all the ladies are like, ah, and all the guys are like, And I don't I don't know if the ladies are really interested in Chris being back. I think they knew about him because of that messy situation with him and Naya before, but I'm not sure if they're really interested in dating him. I didn't get that vibe like somebody was jumping up and like, oh my god, I'll get to date Chris now. But I didn't get any of that. And them guys were not impressed because they thought it was unfair that he get a chance to come back in again and sweep people up. So ain't nobody was, I don't know. I'm glad that it's a nice initiative, but I'm not sure if really serving anybody bringing Chris back. I said that last week. So anyway, let's move on. Ron especially had a lot to say about it. Ron is the one is a little blunt, rough around the edges, and he was especially upset that Chris was back. But anyhow, at that point is when Tommy announced that 2 people will be leaving in that very afternoon. Pressure start. And I was wondering, like, where is Tommy wife? Like, what she was, just like to introduce the show. I hope later down on the show they bring her back and have her kind of doing the sit-downs with the men and him sitting down with the females. Like, you need that perspective on either side. I hope it's not just a little blink in the middle of the thing. I hope she has some future roles. Anyhow, so they continue with the mingling. And you remember, Alexis is a very competitive one, right? So she apparently already had a crush on Jason as a strange bearded one. And she started telling him one time he is the basketball teacher for her son. And she's like, oh my God, I really always liked you and I always wanted to come up and talk to you, but I don't know for sure. And I was like, oh my gosh, my hair is a hot mess and I don't know what was going on. If you really like me, so she went on and she was talking a whole lot. I don't know if it's how they edited it, but it didn't seem like he got a chance to say a whole lot. Or maybe he doesn't have a lot to say. Anyhow, we don't know. And so she poured her heart out. And I thought it was a little too soon to put all your cards on the table. I think like later on you could always say, no, I always used to have later on, but not so early in the game. I don't know. But I believe that was spurred by her competitive nature. Like she wanted to, stay in the game because she knows that people are going to go. So she wanted to make sure somebody could say, well, I have this connection with Alexis, so she doesn't get to go. So you see the competitive nature coming and just messing up the whole thing. That's not the point of the show. The point of the show is connection, not competition. Get it right, sis. Anyhow, he kind of seemed like he responded. I don't know. But anyhow, then let's talk about Ida. I loved Ida in the first impressions, but Ida coming and people think, and I don't know what's going on. Ida is behaving like a hot mess. Ida just talking. She's talking about things that don't relate to what's going on, and she has a pretty face, and she just like stuff coming out of her mouth, and none of it really makes sense. I'm like, what is going on? I had high hopes for her, going far, because she looked really nice, but man, I don't know what's going on. I do not know. Maybe it was I do not know what it was. Okay, she's just. Something was wrong there. She makes some really kind of inappropriate comments, like she told Paw Derek, red flag guy, that he looked gay, that he was giving off gay vibes. I'm like, that is so inappropriate, like wildly inappropriate. I was kind of even trying to wonder why they didn't edit that out, because it's just weirdness. But anyhow, so she said that, and then she was talking to all the guys and not letting them finish their conversation. By this time, Khalil was mingling a little bit, looking hella crazy and hella nervous. and they show him sitting down and talking with mean girl Amber. Amber is the one who I told y'all looks like she just on the show. Yeah, she's the attorney, and I said that she kind of wanted to make her career, get her career forward, like how Simone came and did it last time. And but Amber is like she says she's an alpha female, so she thinks more logically than emotionally, whatever. And then she is talking to KAHLEEL, who is clearly a soft, beta male. And I thought to myself, look, KAHLEEL, he wasn't even having an intelligent conversation, and he's clearly an intelligent man. And she's trying to get stuff out of him, and he's giving her these weird little answers because he's nervous. And I'm thinking, but you said, and I thought to myself in that instant, he's not ready to love. He said that he was. He have a lot of things that he figured out, but he's not ready to love because he's telling. She was asking him, like, what is he afraid of, or what he's not attracted to, and he's like, mean girls. She's like, what is the problem that you have in other relationships that you didn't? Yes, your relationships wasn't successful before, and he's like, well, mean girls. I'm always attracted to mean girls. Yet this fool is sitting down with the meanest girl in the group. So clearly, if you know that you have a weakness for something, you had to understand your proclivities and not allow them to draw you in. Like if you're weak, you have a weakness for mean girls, and mean girls mess you up. What the hell it is you doing so long with the meanest girl there? Come on now, KAHLEEL. I got very upset because I had high hopes for him, but from then on I knew he was not going to steal. That was it for him, eh? So anyhow, by that time, people were also starting to look at Christian. That's a male man who I not sure why they recruited him. He looks really nice. He's a he says he's a model on the side as well. So, but the women were already starting to shoo that Christian seemed too timid. Like he very timid and scaredy, and they don't have time. They don't want to do. They need somebody who's more aggressive. Kira called him over, tried to put him on game, let him know what the consensus is for him to kind of step his game up a little bit. Poor fella. But that's how it started. That's how they were hoping that his behavior would have improved. At that time, Tommy did the first round of elimination, and of course, KAHLEEL went home because KAHLEEL was not ready to love, and he would be a great person to be with, but in that kind of situation, So in a way, I'm glad, because if he continued, it would have been really hard for him, unless he was more decisive, unless he was thinking, I will make the move, I will make the sacrifice, I will do what I need to do, I'll recognize what is not good for me and try something else. If not, he would have just go back into the same situations he was trying to avoid. So in a way, I'm glad that he got out that early, because for somebody as sensitive as him, this would be a rigorous process. Anyhow, so after the first elimination, now everybody knows one guy is gone, so the next thing is to eliminate a girl. And then you see people kind of step up the game a little bit. Miss Alexis, who is very competitive and who is Miss Fly, Miss Stylish, Miss whatever, start putting the pressure on guys. So she is now talking to guys and kind of getting all up in their face. She's not even waiting for them to show interest. She is showing interest. And of course, she falls onto Troy. Falls literally onto Troy. Creep Troy, Kevin Samuels-ish Troy, is ready to go with everybody. He says he can just give the ladies a kiss on the cheek, and that makes them fall for him. I'm like, please, go get your cane. Anyhow, I'll come off Troy case in the next review. Okay. So anyway, so she's pushing herself up a little bit too much on Troy. It gets a little uncomfortable for me. I don't like it. But anyhow, we continue. I recognize though that Kira wears her heart on her sleeve. And so when they did the first impression, I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this girl because she said she's like Michelle and she's like Cardi B. But I get it. Like she's a full heart, full out person. I get her. And so I recognize when she called Christian and put him on game, tell him what's going on with the ladies. I appreciate her for that because she wasn't really interested in Christian, but she didn't want him to get eliminated because he wasn't being told the right thing. So I appreciate that because I am like that. Like I would do something like that. Then though, she had dated AJ before the show, and they had a bad date because AJ apparently went on this date with her. His card wasn't working right. She had put down her card and then she had gone to the bathroom. And when she came back, he didn't pay the bill. So she was upset that he let her pay the bill. And so they had fallen apart from that. Two things about this, Kira. You put down your card, which means you had an intention to pay. If you didn't have an intention to pay, do not put down your card. That's not how it works. We're grown and we understand that if a man invites you out on a date, he invites you out on a date, end of story. And if you're the kind of woman who believes that people need to pay for you, which is very okay, then let him pay. Don't dodge. Don't play roulette with who has to pay the bill. Like if you think he has to pay it, he has to pay it. End of story. And if you put on your card and he allows you to pay, don't be upset. You put on your card, okay? So get over that. Get over that, girl. But she wears her heart on her sleeve because when they had a conversation about it, he explained that his card was declined. He was not going to let her pay for it. His card was declined. That's why he had to let it, and he was so embarrassed and whatnot. And she was like, oh, it's okay, people make mistakes and there are things that I wouldn't do now that I would have done before, la la la. So she forgave him. So she is tough exterior and a soft heart. I understand that completely. So Tommy comes back around and it is time for the second elimination. Everybody thinks it's going to be the female because that's what normally happens, except it's a curveball and it's going to be a second male for the night. Unfortunately, Christian gets the axe. Christian is the mailman because, like I said earlier, the women were saying that while he is cute, Stacey said he's like a cute little cuddly teddy bear. He's cute, but he's not assertive enough, so they can't work with it. So he has to go. And I kind of felt that might have been a good thing for Christian to go because he was clearly out of his element. And it doesn't even really have anything to do with the profession. It's just that he wasn't comfortable. Like he wanted to reach out. He did give it a try, much better try than KAHLEEL, but it wasn't gonna work. And I suspect he was not only intimidated of the powerhouse women, but of the powerhouse men. There's a lot of powerful guys on the show, and he may have been feeling a little insecure about coming in, and not having the kind of experience or whatnot as the other people. But he did give it a great try. He looked really cute, and yeah, but it just wasn't enough. And that's it. Throughout the episode, there were a couple other people who I think were a bit of a snowstorm. I could have fallen asleep with Andrea. She is cute, and I hope later in the season we get to see her show out her true colors, because Andrea was talking to the people there about cats. Like her cat was missing, she was having a hard time, and she was talking about cats. So yeah, it's a mix and mingle. Like I know it might be hard if you consider your cats to be like your kids, but it's a mixer for single people. Stop it. Another person who came off a little boring and I have a concern that might go early is Ron, because Ron with his demanding self and straight-laced ways and strong opinions of a woman. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I don't feel he's gonna be around for much longer. If you guys see it differently, please be sure to let me know in the comments below. And remember to like this episode, follow the 5 Years to 40 podcast, listen to the episode that's available also on platforms like Spotify and Castbox, and share with your friends. Take care of yourself, and please, guys, keep doing the most. I love you for watching. Bye.